This lecture is Anatomy and Physiology, the urinary system. Here's an outline. We will talk about the overview of the urinary system, renal structure, renal physiology, the urethra. Let's talk about the overview of the urinary system. There are two paired kidneys. These are retroperitoneal structures. As you can see here, you have two kidneys lying behind the peritoneal cavity, which is right here. The peritoneal cavity is right here, and you have these two kidneys. The arterial supply of the two kidneys are the renal arteries, which come right off the aorta. The venous drainage is from the renal veins, which both drain into the inferior vena cava. The ureters carry urine out of the kidney, and they run on the psoas muscles. They cross the pelvic brim right here. They cross the bifurcation of the iliac artery on both sides, and they enter posteriorly into the bladder through the two ureteral orifices. The urinary bladder here is located in the pelvis, and it's located in front of the rectum in a male and in front of the uterus in a woman. Then you have the urethra, which carries urine from the bladder out into the toilet bowl. Let's talk a little bit about the renal structure, the structure of the kidney. We have the renal cortex, which is the outermost part of the kidney. We have the renal medulla, which contains the renal tubules and collecting ducts. And here it contains medullary pyramids, as well as renal column and renal papilla. And then we have the collecting system of the kidney, which consists of minor calyces, which go into the major calyx, which go into the renal pelvis. And the renal pelvis itself connects to the ureter. Let's briefly talk about the renal physiology. The kidney functions to excrete a varying amount of water, ions, and waste products of metabolism to help regulate fluid and ion balance in the body. It basically contributes to homeostasis by making urine. The functional unit of the kidney is the nephron. The nephron consists of the glomerulus, the proximal tubule, the loop of Henle, and the distal tubule. And this goes into the collecting duct. Renal physiology can get kind of complicated, but in order to keep it simple, the formation of urine involves glomerular filtration. So you have blood which enters the glomerulus through the afferent arteriole, is filtered at the glomerulus, and then it comes out of the glomerulus through the efferent arteriole into the peritubular capillaries. You also have tubular reabsorption of water and solutes, and you have tubular secretion of water and solutes. A little more renal physiology. As I said, it can get complicated, but what you need to know is that there's a balance of filtration, reabsorption, and secretion, which is a pretty simple concept. And you can refer to this diagram right here to study it in a little more detail. Let's talk about the urethra. In a woman, the female urethra is short. And this is actually the reason why women are more predisposed to urinary tract infections than men. The male urethra is longer and a little more complicated. You have the prostatic urethra, which runs through the prostate. You have the membranous urethra, which runs in the urogenital diaphragm. And the urogenital diaphragm is basically a muscular sling that spans across the bottom of the pelvis. And the urogenital your genital diaphragm. Your urethra passes through there. In women, the the vagina, and in men, even the anus passes through this urogenital diaphragm. And then you have the penile, or the spongy urethra, which is located in the corpus spongiosum of the penis. Well, it looks like we're done. Thank you. Like this video, subscribe. Again, thank you for your time.